Hello, friends. I used to be in a duet with Bill Garrett, and we played a lot of gigs together. And there was one in particular that I remember that we did almost 30 years ago, back in the early 90s, uh, at a town in the eastern townships in Quebec called Ayrscliff. And we did the show, and afterwards, we got together with a bunch of audience members to do a little song circle. And one of the people that was in that circle was David Francey. At that time, he was still working as a kind of a carpenter, and he hadn't started his career as a singer-songwriter. But he sang a couple of songs for us at that song circle, just a cappella, that just blew us away. What a great songwriter. He, of course, then later went on to become a very well-known Canadian singer-songwriter, and still is. And I'm going to do one of his songs for you today. This is one of my favorite David Francey songs. It's from an early album that he made, and it's called Saints and Sinners. It goes like this. It was Sunday morning in our town, and I sat on the steps and I stared at the ground, and I bowed my head as they hurried past, all saints being called to the morning mass. And off in the distance there rang a bell, way off in the distance there rang a bell, and it rang for the saints and the sinners as well. Way off in the distance there rang a bell. I remember the lessons of Sunday school, and I can't help but think that maybe I'm the fool, for I see no sign of a greater plan, just the joy and the sorrow of my fellow man. And off in the distance there rang a bell, way off in the distance there rang a bell, and it rang for the saints and the sinners as well. Way off in the distance there rang a bell, and here we stand as life rushes past, between our first breath and the last. And here we stand between birth and death, and here we stand between east and west. I was watching the news the other night. There was a war on the left, there was a war on the right, and it's no surprise that it's us or them. It's a long way from heaven to Bethlehem, and off in the distance there rang a bell. Way off in the distance there rang a bell, and it rang for the saints and the sinners as well. Way off in the distance there rang a bell, way off in the distance there rang a bell, way off in the distance there rang a bell, and it rang for the saints and the sinners as well. Way off in the distance there rang a bell. David Francey, Saints and Sinners. See you tomorrow.